Hey there smartphone fans, this is Stephen Fox, owner and runner of SmartphoneWars and your reviewer, video editor, sound editor, promoter and everything really. And today I have another episode of Phone Tech Talk for you, and I will be doing a detailed preview of Meizu's anniversary Meizu 15 lineup of smartphones. Have you heard of it? It's something very unique. I urge you to keep watching if you want to know everything about it. And over that time, Meizu have won a lot of fans by building really quality devices and staying true to the original design, which is kind of an iPhone clone. But over the years, they have made the design their own and kept what the fans liked about it. Usual characteristics of a Meizu phone would be that physical home button, and they usually use Samsung Exynos chips for high-end devices with their Super AMOLED displays, and they usually have pretty good cameras. Meizu are going for a 16:9 display and a physical home button in 2018, which both are kind of obsolete now, and manufacturers have moved on. But there are a lot of people, a lot of fans who really like the physical home button like I do, and like the 16:9 design, really don't care for the taller 18:9 one. And I have to tell you this, the 18:9 standard is really cool, but if you can do a really good screen to body ratio on a 16:9, you get a much better perspective since images are not a bit stretched out. The 18:9 is really cool for scrolling social medias and checking out websites, but it's really for me not the best when it comes to video and editing photos and such, because there really isn't an 18:9 standard for photos, and there I think never will be, because even in the highest grade 18:9 phones, the camera is still set to shoot at 4:3 or 16:9 aspect ratio, and the 18:9 is really not that used for photography. So yes, Meizu have kept original by going back and staying true to their style. So what to expect from the Meizu 15 lineup of anniversary phones? There will be 3 devices. First there will be the entry-level Meizu 15 Lite, then there will be a flagship killer, like a budget flagship range, which is the Meizu 15, and then will be a very high-end device, which will be the Meizu 15 Plus. Now, according to price, Meizu have stated that their phones will range from $250 to around $450, $500. So this means that the Meizu 15 Lite is the cheapest one and the Meizu 15 Plus is the most expensive one. And let's dig right into those phones. And first off, I'll start with the Meizu 15 Lite. So the Meizu 15 Lite, being the cheapest of all these devices, Meizu have really tried to cram as much goodies in that phone as possible. Powered by the Snapdragon 625, which is still super outstanding chip on a budget price range. With Android 7.1 Nougat's Fly Me OS, it will have a 5.46, that's a 5.5 inch IPS Full HD LCD panel, and it will have 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of onboard storage, as well as a 3050 mAh battery, and it will be just 7.5mm thin. As for cameras, it will pack a great 20 megapixel front camera and a 12 megapixel rear camera, which will be the Sony IMX362 found in the M6 Note. So this device is actually shaping up to be quite the great balance between having great cameras, very efficient yet fast, cheap, and still very thin. The back will be made of aluminium, so it will be a bit cheaper in design, so don't expect really premium materials in that one. Maybe it will be close to what the M6 Note as a back feels like, and to my personal really liking, all of these phones come with the return of the ring LED flash on the back. And of course, next up we have perhaps the most value interesting phone in the Meizu 15 lineup, and yes, it's the Meizu 15. And why is it the most value phone? It should be priced around $300 and $350. and it's packing a lot of really neat stuff. Now, first of all, it will still have the same 5.46 inch display, but this time it will be a full HD AMOLED panel, and I really think it will be definitely a Super AMOLED one, since Meizu use those in general, so you get an AMOLED panel here. Next up, the phone will have USB Type-C as opposed to the micro USB in the Meizu 15 Lite, and it will be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 660, which is a phenomenal chip and perhaps the best mid-range to high-end chip that Qualcomm have absolutely ever done. This is a very fast, very efficient and great gaming chip as well. Onto the camera configuration of the Meizu 15. This time you will get the same 12 megapixel Sony IMX362 with f1.9 aperture and 1.4 micron pixel size, but you also get an additional 20 megapixel Sony IMX350 which offers 2.5 lossless zoom. That's right, you will get 2.5 lossless zoom on this phone, and it will help get better low light photos. And the phone will have a just 7.2 millimeter thin body, and we made of brushed metal, so it will feel something like the Lite Pro 3 Elite, which was the highest Lite Pro 3 lineup, and I really like that brushed gold feeling. I don't know if there will be any more colors, but it will definitely be a brushed aluminium back with the ring flash, the dual camera setup, the same 20 megapixel front camera, which should be really good on the front, and it will be with a 2940 mAh worth of battery. And I'm pretty sure most of you will say, oh, this is like far too low. All these phones are coming with Meizu's really fast M-Charge technology, so I'm betting that the Meizu 15 will probably be charged up from 0 to 100 in less than 1 hour with it. And the 2940 mAh battery on a 5.5 inch AMOLED display should definitely last around 10 hours of screen on time, so I don't think you should worry about battery life all that much. And yes, it's time. We finally come to the real beast of the Meizu lineup, and this is the Meizu 15 Plus. So the 15 Plus now jumps to a 5.96 or 6 inch Quad HD Super AMOLED display, and it is said to be powered by an Octa-Core 2.5 GHz chip. A lot of sources are confirming that this will be the Samsung Exynos 8895, which was used in the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus Asian variant lineup. However, I've done a lot of checking, and the Exynos 8895 clocks up at 2.3 GHz, so it's either an increased clock speed on that, or they're using a different chip. Another really likely candidate for this is probably the MTK Helio X30, which was in the Meizu Pro 7 Plus, which I personally think is a better chip than the Exynos 8895, and it's been proven to be so, as it's faster in daily driver performance and faster sustained performance in gaming, because I think all of the tenor and like certification sites don't really account that it's 10-core chip for some reason, but the Helio X30 to A73 cores are clocked at 2.5 GHz, so a little bit food for thought on that. I might be wrong, but I'm just saying that there could be a Helio X30 in there, which for me I think is great. And the phone will also be 7.2mm thick. It will have the same camera setup as the Meizu 15, although I'm not really sure. Meizu might put an optical image stabilization in one of the sensors, like on the 12 megapixel, to make it a bit more high-end, and then again they might not. So it will retain the 7.2mm thickness, and it will be with a larger 3340 mAh battery on the larger Quad HD display. So the Meizu 15 Plus, probably it will use the Samsung chip, but I'm like leaving the door open a bit for the Helio X30. So let's recap the Meizu 15 anniversary lineup. 16:9 physical home button, ring flash returns, Meizu 15 and Meizu 15 Plus look like a great deal because they have AMOLED displays, and the latter might also come with an Exynos chip. What you really need to be alert on these phones is probably the Meizu 15 Lite if you're going for the budget really good camera segment, and the Meizu 15, which will pack a bit more gaming performance and a bit better cameras and very good price point. So if you're out there and you really don't care for that 18:9 and you definitely want that physical home button, or of course you're a Meizu fan, I think those will really please fans as they are, and I'm really looking forward to them releasing the phones in April for me to order them and really test them out for you guys. So this has been it for my Meizu 15 anniversary lineup review. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for continuing to support my channel and my work. And if you're a new guy and you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out my other hands-on reviews and my other Tech Talk episodes.